So we're gonna talk about Panic at the Disco this time.
Oh boy.
It's a band that both Sarah and I got into relatively around the same time, and to this day we still listen to and kind of adore.
Yeah, we got into it like our senior year in high school, I think.
Yeah, around that time it was like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
But that's when Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die was around either release, or that was the one at the time. And we first got into it because we went to sort of like a Christmas esque concert and it had them, 30 Seconds to Mars, Blue October, Capital Cities. And there was one more. There was one that you were really excited to see, but you didn't get a
Oh,
chance to see them.
SCP.
Yeah, Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
And they
I
and they
was it was lit.
I mean Chester was there.
Don't say that.
I regret saying it after I said it.
I was like, no. Anyway,
Uh,
like we had heard a couple of the well, I knew a couple of the songs from Panic at the Disco, but I didn't know
did you
like
did you know
that many.
did you know the Panic at the Disco song?
Yes.
The one everyone knows.
That was the first time I ever sang the word whore.
I bet you felt so dirty.
Yeah, I did. Down with the Sickness was my first F word song on my iPod.
I don't remember what my first. I don't know what my first fuck word was.
Okay. So, what was the first song you ever heard by them?
I know I've heard I Write Sins on the radio before, but I probably didn't like immediately think it was them until like you or one of my friends told me, and then one of y'all told me about Miss Jackson, and I listened to it. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. I guess I wasn't too much of a lyrical digester at the time. For some reason, because being in marching band really put me into instrumentals, so I really got into electronic music because I at the time I had a really difficult time listening for lyrics, especially with uh, rap and hip hop. Just at the time I could not keep up with them. Like I couldn't understand every single word that they said. But nowadays I definitely can. As for Panic at the Disco, after going to that concert, I was influenced to by the Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die, and I listened to that for quite a while. I really liked it. Some of my favorite songs were This Is Gospel, again Miss Jackson, and then another one would probably have to be Nicotine. Like that's what it
Oh
was
yeah,
called.
those are all really good. I think my favorites off of that album, um, I like Vegas Lights.
I was gonna say you always talk about Vegas Lights.
Yeah, and I like besides the children part, that's creepy. Yeah. And then I like Girl That You Love just because I like all the flats.
What do you
It sounds
mean?
really cool because it's like really, really mellow and it's like drop on repeat. And so I'm like, yeah, go.
Made me feel sad.
It just sounds really, really cool and it sounds like you're at like this like casino or like something
Oh, okay.
because it was
I see.
based off of Vegas, obviously.
Okay. Uh,
No, but but yeah, it was really cool. And
that was around.
after what?
Sorry.
Oh, after you're good. After after we listened, basically after we listened to that album, we were like hooked. But I was hooked way more than him. Once I start liking a band, I like absorb all the band stuff.
Yeah.
I tend to do that.
So you went back and listened to their old stuff then, I assume.
I have a fever you can't sweat out and like knew all of the songs. I mean, sometimes I still to this day don't know some of the titles
Those were
because they're so
really
damn
long.
long. Yeah. My favorite, there's like a lot of good songs on there, but I think my favorite one is the one with the longest title, and that's a there's a reason why these tables are numbered, honey. You just haven't figured it out yet. Yeah. I always thought it was kind of funny how both Fall Out Boy and them had really long names.
And that was around the same time that was that when Under the Cork Tree came out for Fall Out Boy?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And also around that time, Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge came out.
Okay.
For MCR, yeah.
Great.
But anyway, like, what's really neat about Panic, in my opinion, is that every single album they put out, it sounds different.
Right, but that can also be a con because that means they don't have a unique sound that they can always come back to in order to sort of give their fans what they want. Because I'm pretty sure they got criticized each time they released an album because it's like, oh, it doesn't sound like anything they've done before, but artistically, artistically, it's fantastic, I guess.
Oh yeah.
In my
they got a lot of shit for Pretty Odd.
Pretty Odd.
That's the second one after The Fever You Can't Use It.
Yeah, wait, if I listen to that or Vices and Virtues.
The Vices and Virtues is the one with Ballad of Mona Lisa.
Then yeah, that's one I haven't listened to Pretty Odd yet.
Oh, yeah. It's really different. Like it's based off of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so it was based off the Beatles.
Yeah, and like there's like a lot of folk music, like violins and piano.
Isn't that what?
Yeah, and so it's a lot different than their past album, which was about like the Renaissance and stuff like that. So people were not very happy.
Isn't that what Audioslave tried to do? Because I remember trying to preview like their self-titled album, and it sounded kind of folky, while mixed with rock elements. But I didn't listen to the whole thing. It was just previews, so.
I have no clue. I only know a couple of Audioslave songs.
You haven't fully gotten into that, but we're on Panic at the Disco right now. So after hearing Too Weird to Live, I can't remember in my timeline of listening to Panic at the Disco if I listened to A Fever You Can't Sweat Out or if Death of a Bachelor came first. I want to say that was A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Because then that's when I was like, oh, so this was the I Write Sins song. That's who it was for.
Oh, yeah. And by that point, I already knew basically every song by them.
Of course.
Yeah, because that's just what I do. And then it's for me and Logan to be able to, like, listen to a band we both really like and sing along. It's really, really, like...
It's magical.
Important for me, yeah. And since I'm a singer, like, and I learned to sing from the artist, so, I mean, obviously, since Brendan has such a crazy range, that I can't do some of the things he can.
Which is surprising, because don't you have a hard time singing along with male vocalists?
No, I'm really bad with girl vocalists.
Because they're too high or too low? I'm confused.
No, it's because a lot of times, girl vocalists, they like to show off their voice.
Like, Christina Aguilera?
Yeah, stuff like that. And, like, and I can't really do that. I mean, Brendan and Patrick tend to do that all the time. But
they're dudes.
Not as much. Yeah.
They're also dudes.
Yeah, and plus, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, but I as I've been singing more and more, I've been able to keep up with female vocalists also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so up to this point, this is where Death of a Bachelor started rolling out. We started seeing music videos for Emperor's New Clothes, Hallelujah, and Victorious, getting us pretty hyped up for it. And as you can, if some of you recall, back in our top albums of 2016, I think we both placed it at number 2 of our lists.
Oh yeah, we did. I remember that.
But
Oh,
again,
I was
those were just lists of stuff we listened to, not necessarily what came out in 2016.
yeah. Um, so for Death of a Bachelor, um, the first song that was released was Hallelujah, and I thought it was okay. I mean, it was different, of course.
Nothing groundbreaking though.
Yeah, and but Victorious came out, and I was like, oh my god, this is lit.
We loved
And
Emperor's New Clothes though.
oh my god, I will tell you, the first time the music video came out, I watched it at least 10 times that day. I'm not even lying. And then I finally showed Logan, and I was like, look at this.
It was something really unique about it.
And plus, he like, oh, what I think I loved the most about it is that it was so based on Queen.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Sound like Freddie
Because
Mercury.
of the part, yeah, the part where where like the skulls are like mortal kings are viewing the castles. I'm like, that's based on Queen. Yeah. And just like the music video is like freaking badass.
Yeah,
And
that's
plus
what,
I loved how like it like continued the This Is Gospel music video.
oh right.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And for that music video in particular, that was all makeup, right? That wasn't CG.
Yeah, like they like put stuff on him. Like it wasn't like fake. I mean, it was fake, but it wasn't like computerized.
Yeah, which would have been much more noticeable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
I can't believe like how hot it would be to sing with that, you know?
Oh, maybe he just lip synced.
Sometimes, like
Man, I figured a lot of people.
yeah, I think he probably lip sync, but I know with bands, besides the singer, they actually play.
Oh, okay. Because remember, music
Yeah.
videos like in the '80s, people would just do them at a concert.
Oh yeah,
I knew Aerosmith and AC/DC.
Dizzy.
Yeah,
Dizzy.
the three main '80s bands or hair metal for me is Aerosmith, AC/DC, and Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
Those are like my top 3.
Yeah, so like the music video for was amazing, and then what did he release? No, he released Death of a Bachelor after that,
Oh, okay.
like the actual song, and then I fell in love with it because I fucking love like Frank Sinatra.
And then most people freaked out because it was like, oh, it sounds like Beyonce, right?
Yeah, but I thought that was really interesting because basically he put like an R&B like backbeat,
Right.
but he sounded like a 50s crooner, which I thought that was so cool. I was like, oh my god! And like in the concert that we went, because we saw them a second time, where we
Right.
knew like all the songs.
Right. We saw them at their 2016 summer tour where they toured with Weezer, right?
Yeah, which was also cool.
All right.
And what I thought was really really neat is that they actually had like the horn line that you hear in a lot of their songs. If you remember.
No, what?
Uh,
Can you say it again?
Oh yeah. So like they had like a horn line that was actually live.
Oh, yeah, I
Like
think
the
you're right.
yeah, the trumpet and the trombone. That was really cool. And so like I remember cuz I remember talking to you and I'd be like, "Ooh, which song are they?" I was trying to like rack through my head which song had horns in it. so I would know which one they were playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Any other last
Um.
thoughts about the band that you just want to give out?
Um. Well, what if you had to pick a favorite song? Which one would it be?
Just out of everything,
Yeah, I know it's hard.
I'd probably go with Death of a Bachelor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one's really good. You already know the answer to mine. It's super lame.
Nah, just tell me. I can't think of it.
Really?
Is it? Is
There's a
it? Is
specific
it?
song.
Is it the Panic song?
Uh, it's not. No, it's not. I write not. It's not the I write
Wait,
Sims one.
is it the one with your name on it?
Yeah,
Like, why didn't I think of that at first?
that's like fucking cheesy. Okay, but there's like a song called Sarah Smiles. I mean, it's my. I mean, I spell my name differently, but still.
It
There.
sounds the exact same.
Yeah. Basically, the whole thing is he's confessing his love to who his wife now is now Sarah. So like he's like Sarah, and I'm like, yes,
Me!
please, yes, me.
Fuck me now!
No. Uh, but there was, oh yeah, everybody was screaming whenever he took off his shirt.
And he just had
Like,
his
yes.
leather pants on.
Yeah, he had those tight leather pants on. You're like, ooh.
He was also really sweaty, so I didn't want to get close to
Oh yeah,
him.
that's funny. Um,
I guess to be relevant, I could tell him the story what happened at that concert.
oh, what happened? I don't remember.
After the Panic show, the person that tagged along with us, we went to go to the merch table because we were like, we gotta get a t-shirt because that was amazing. You have to remember it. And someone at the merch booth, I think they had a heart attack. So we had people
Oh,
from the
right.
people from the ER had to come by and get them, and that made the lines not move at all. And it was a decently sized line. And by the time we got our shirts, we came back and Weezer was probably on their encore at this point.
Oh yeah, they played Island in the Sun. So I sat because I wanted to see Weezer, and then Ellie and you were kind of like, eh.
Well, I
So
didn't know
y'all went
much
to go
about
get the shirts.
Weezer.
Yeah, and Ellie didn't really either, and I knew a lot about Weezer, so I was
Yeah,
like, I want to stay.
then you eventually let me
Oh,
listen to the Blue album, and I was like, uh,
yeah, but
okay.
that's a story for another time. Um, but Logan got this flag that says Panic at the Disco. Oh,
Oh
or
yeah,
it says DOAB, which is Death of a Bachelor,
I didn't get that
and
at
and he
first.
and he hung it up in his room.
Right. And then should I say what's underneath it?
Yeah, it's funny. Go ahead.
So, thinking way too far ahead of time, thinking when this is hanging up in my future house, and people come over and are like, "Oh, you went to that?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I would have the little note card there, and it says Ellie was there too.
Yeah, basically, basically saying that in our house it was that our friend was there too, that she could was in on the fun with us. Yeah. So basically, we're just really excited about what they're gonna put out next, and I'm like, and whatever it is, it's gonna be good, whatever it is, because they've always made really good music.
Yeah, how would you list off the albums from your favorite to your least favorite? Or would that be too
My
difficult of a choice for you?
my favorite would be um. Okay, so let me think how many there are first.
There's five.
Five. Okay, so my favorite one is is um Vices and Virtues.
Really?
Yeah, because it has my favorite song on it, and plus It has a really cool thing where the ending song leads into the beginning song, and I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I just want you to listen to the whole album again.
Yeah, which I do.
God.
um, and then after that, I'd say Death of a Bachelor, and then I'd say I'd say uh
You still thinking?
oh yeah, I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh yeah, Too Weird to Really Too Weird to Die.
Yeah. So that's third.
Last yeah, Last but certain is pretty odd. I'm not saying it's a bad album, but
So wait,
it's just so different.
so you're rating them Vices and Virtues, Death of a Bachelor, and then A Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you the. I think you cut out when you said that.
Oh, okay. And then
Oh,
I said then I said Pretty Odd was last. Not that it's not a good album. It's just that it's really different, and it's kind of mellow compared to the other ones. So I have to be in a certain mood to listen to it, you know.
right.
But
For
it's still really really good. If you like the Beatles, you'll definitely like it.
all right. For me, I would have to say my least favorite. Oh, jeez. I like each of them, but I'm trying to figure out which ones I enjoy the most. Um, I think I want to put Vices and Virtues as my least favorite, but this is at fourth because I have not listened to Pretty Odd, so
Oh, okay.
that's like in a category of its own of not listened to. Third would be Too Weird to Live, because again that was the first one I listened to. I would then put Death of a Bachelor and then A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Mostly because with Death of
Oh,
a
really?
Bachelor, here's the thing. I remember listening to Death of a Bachelor, but then like halfway through I would stop because I feel like the back half of the album is honestly not as great as the first half. Where with The Fever You Can't Sweat Out, I listened to that all the way through without a second thought.
Oh, I can see what you mean. Yeah. That surprised me, to be
Like
honest.
I feel like I can appreciate more if I'm listening to more of it. Like I've had albums in the past where I'm like, there's a certain point where I'm like, okay, I'm satisfied. I listened to all I wanted to, and I don't feel like I need to listen to any more. Listen to more dubstep now.
That's funny.
You know that kind
Well,
of feeling,
yeah. So, yeah, well, I think we've done a pretty good job explaining why we like the band so much and stuff.
right? Stay
And
tuned if we like just
hopefully we'll um sorry. Hopefully con- we'll convince people to listen because it's awesome. Oh, this isn't sponsored, by the way. We just like the band a lot, so
well, that's what these videos are for. We explain why we like a certain type of media or
or
just
why we hate
thing.
it or something.
Well, we haven't gotten that point yet. That'll be great.
Yeah. Um,
So just stay
yeah.
tuned. We'll probably talk about another thing you may or may not like, or just pique your interest. And we hope you have. If you've listened to this during the day, we hope you have a wonderful day. If it's nighttime, I guess go to sleep. Other than
Yeah, while
that,
you listen to this.
I've been Logan. This was Sarah, and is you all have a great day.
Okay, bye.